So a journey back in time, and we're talking proper old school. So we're in the drawing room with Virginia at St Nicolas Abbey. Hi, Virginia.
Hi.
So you're a tour guide.
Yes, I am.
Tell us a little bit about St Nicolas Abbey.
St Nicolas Abbey, the house was completed by 1658. So it's over 350 years. It's a historic place. We have the distillery and the old steam engine, where we actually crush our sugar cane from around January to June.
And I'm thinking that a little bit later on we might get a chance to taste some rum. Am I right in saying that?
Yes.
All right, okay, I have to get used to that because I'm not really a big rum drinker. Obviously drink responsibly every time. So lots of beautiful things that are going on in this house.
Mm-hmm.
You have a couple of old artifacts.
Yes.
And am I right in saying there's a gent's chair somewhere?
Yeah, this gentleman's chair, and that's in the study.
So we're in the study at St Nicolas Abbey, and we've got something pretty special here. It's the gentleman's chair. There's not enough of these gentleman's chairs anymore.
No. It was made in England in 1936, and the cost was £42 back in the day.
And there's a lot of different things you can do in this chair. It just doesn't happen like this anymore. You can get into the chair, you can lock yourself in, you can put it up so that you can read your newspaper. I mean, there should be more of this sort of thing going on. Obviously, they don't make them. I wonder why they don't make them anymore.
Yes. We don't make them anymore, unfortunately. Well, good for us, but unfortunately for the guys. We don't make these chairs anymore. And if we were still making these chairs now, it would be the ladies' chair. It would be now pink and fluffy. Yes.
You get too much these days, that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm joking. So we're here with Simon Jackson Warren. He is the grandson of a gentleman from Cork. He also happens to be the owner here at the St Nicholas's Abbey. Something pretty special you have here.
The plantation, we bought a plantation in 2006, and to preserve it, we had to, have an income earner, right? And so we got our rum, the rum on board. We started with 8-year-old. Now that 8-year-old is 20 years old. And the first rum actually distilled here is our 5-year-old. And our 5-year-old rum is the first rum made here. I have twin boys, Arthur and Henry. They're right there. They're over the corner also. And they're right here. And so this is actually engraved, see, sandblasted by hand. And then dated and numbered by hand. And then you can have anyone engraved on the back. So instead of a message in a bottle, on a bottle.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So lots of different rums here,
Yeah.
lots of different prices.
Yeah.
From a gift set that's $300 to $350 for an 18-year, and right
Yeah.
down to 75 for white 60%. But this is kind of really the taste, in my opinion, from what I've tasted so far. It's beautiful.
Yeah, our rum is more like a single malt because we're not mass producing the rum. So we're more quality, not quantity.
So when someone comes to St Nicholas Abbey,
Yeah.
they get to taste all this and find out the full history.
They can't taste the 18 and 20, but they can taste the white, the 5, or the 12, right?
And if they taste all of them,
Yeah.
they'll be lucky if they walk out of
I
here.
know, man. I know. You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
You know what it's like? It's like something your ma would have give you in the 1980s. That thick, syrupy, Dr. something or other for your sore throat. Perfect. A little bit of a kick. So here we are with Cedric. He's from the Barbados Tourist Board, one of the important gentlemen who's been the lead in a lot of what we've been doing in Barbados with Downtown Radio and Barbados Drive. Cedric, tell us where we are.
Oh, we are in Cherry Tree Hill. Cherry Tree Hill is on the northeast of the island. It's one of the highest points, and I'm sure you've got a few pictures from before. There's some villages around. There's one further on where we call in the East Coast area of the Scotland districts. You will see some rolling hills, and the name Scotland district because in the earlier days we used to have some Scottish people here, They were the original slaves on the country if you committed petty crime in England. And one of the guys who owned the plantation on a bit of land said it reminded him of the rolling hills of Scotland. So the name has been given as the Scotland district ever since. Beyond that, we also have a Newcastle, so we are very, very British.
You learn a new thing every day. This island just unveils more and more.